Well, well, well. It's Friday, baby, and that's something that's been going down all week on the Twitter streets. Yes, indeed. Now, I wandered over there expeditiously to see this little spat between Alonia Muskrat and that Duffy guy. You know, that bi-curious guy that spent that night back in the day before he was on road rules, they say, all night long with a certain white guy. And apparently, Duffy really enjoyed his dong. Anyway, enough about that today. Let's get on in to see what Alonia Muskrat's had to say because he's been slanging some shade Duffy's way. Now, let me explain to you what's been going down. Alonia Muskrat basically runs NASA Town with his sissy SpaceX force, dear, and he had the contract to take us to the moon once again. But the other day, Duffy opened up that contract so anybody could make a bid and play. And well, I guess you could say it pissed off Alonia in a big, big way. He said, at this point, I'm not advocating for any particular candidate for NASA administrator. I'm just desperate for someone with a 3-digit IQ. And it gets better, boo. Having a NASA administrator who literally knows zero about rockets and spacecraft undermines the American space program and endangers our astronauts. And I actually agree with Alonia Muskrat. But it gets better because he put out a little poll just to see what people would have to say. He said, should someone whose biggest claim to fame is climbing trees be running America's space program? I have to correct Alonia Muskrat on that. Mr. Duffy's biggest claim to fame apparently was that night he spent being bi-curious, baby. Because he's famous for that today, you see. It's all across the interwebs. Isn't Duffy married with like 5 kids? I wonder, does his wife know how bi-curious he be? Probably not, honey. Anyway, the chickadees are at it, baby. The chickadees are at it. Poor Alonia. Now he's got to fight for his right to use his little SpaceX. Poor sissy. Having a hissy. Let me get the hell off here. I got more tea to pour.